Welcome to the Retiring Canada podcast, where our mission is to educate and empower you to make the most informed, rational, and productive financial decisions. Hosted by certified financial planner, author, and chartered investment manager Michael Isbister. You'll go behind the scenes to uncover the tips and strategies to help you invest smarter, optimize your retirement income, and reduce the amount of tax you pay. Michael is an investment advisor with Fundamental Wealth, a trade name of Harbourfront Wealth Management, a CERO dealer. And now, here's your host, Michael Isbister.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Retiring Canada podcast. In today's episode, we're going to discuss Step 2 of the Fundamental Retirement Plan, income planning. Specifically, I'm going to chat about 4 crucial aspects to income planning, how decisions from Step 1 impact Step 2, planning for the go-go years of retirement, answering your retirement income concerns, the single biggest decision during the income planning step, and lastly, as always, a few action items for you to consider. Now, today, let's dive into Step 2 of the Fundamental Retirement Plan, income planning. Now that we have a solid investment allocation in order from Step 1, we can now create a dynamic income strategy, one that adjusts with your lifestyle and financial trajectory. Now, in reality, when we create your FRP plan here, we are actually doing Steps 1, 2, and 3 at the same time: investment allocation, income planning, and tax planning. But I digress. For many people, as they get closer to retirement, there's a moment when it hits you. There's a light bulb moment when you realize that, hey, my income is going to stop, and I'm going to need to create my own retirement paycheck. Where am I going to take this income from? When should I start my CPP? How will it be taxed? How will I fill the gap with income from my investment accounts? When should I convert my RRSP to a RIF? All these questions start to compound, and I'm sure that many of you listening to this podcast have realized that retirement from a financial planning standpoint is far more complex than your accumulation years. And this is why we created the Fundamental Retirement Plan, as there is no retirement without a sustainable income. In a nutshell, here's how we think about income planning for retirees. First, we want to ensure you have diversified income streams. We coordinate all of these different sources in a manner that is sustainable for the long run. In practice, this involves our team finding the optimal date to start your CPP and OAS pensions, planning for optimal withdrawals from both registered and non-registered accounts, coordinating corporate accounts while optimizing the capital dividend account and refundable dividend tax on hand, among with many other things. This really is only a short list of a few of the income levers we pull to create a sustainable long-term income. Next, when possible, we want to preserve and grow the principal of your investment. The goal here is to live off of the income generated by your portfolio as much as possible while not depleting the capital. Third, we want to have an inflation-aware income strategy, which to you means getting a raise periodically during retirement to help maintain your lifestyle and purchasing power. And lastly is tax-smart withdrawals. All of this income is great to have, but we need to be mindful of the best strategies to draw this income as tax efficient as possible, maximizing after-tax cash flow and minimizing clawbacks. We will sometimes refer to this as your decumulation strategy. Now, taking a quick look back at the 4 ways we think about income planning: diversified income streams, preserving and growing your principal investment and living off the income, inflation adjusting your retirement paycheck over time, and tax smart withdrawal strategies. it may have clicked that a lot of these are impacted by the decisions we made in the investment allocation step, and will most certainly relate to your overall tax plan in step 3. Here's a quick example of how the investment allocation decision impacted our income plan. Let's say you have a large non-registered portfolio with $1 million or so inside of it. After modifying the investment allocation and restructuring your investment accounts, we were able to cut down on the amount of interest and dividends being distributed over the long run. The positive results are threefold. 1. We get to control the timing of most of the income going forward. This has huge implications if there are other taxable events in your future. 2, most of the tax is now paid as a capital gain, the most tax-efficient method in the non-registered account. And 3, we've helped to insulate your marginal tax rate from being shot up and impacting other sources of income, and decrease the potential for OAS clawbacks in the future. I understand that one might be a bit difficult to follow. So in its simplest terms, the investment allocation from step 1 materially impacted our income plan and all other steps of the FRP. So in practice, during our initial call with you and after the data gathering stage, we establish a benchmark for your after-tax monthly spending needs, periodic spending needs like travel or lump sum bills, and potential upcoming expenses we should be aware of. At this point, we're trying to figure out how much money you need in your jeans every month to maintain your lifestyle and a buffer for the planned and unplanned expenses. This can be a tricky step for many, as budgeting isn't usually top of mind. So we will generally use a slightly inflated number in our analysis to ensure we're being conservative when estimating your potential income needs during a season of life you have yet to experience. For many of our retirees, we like to plan for the go-go years of retirement where spending is typically higher. This is usually the first 10 or so years starting at retirement, and then have the income begin to taper down later in retirement. From here, we utilize our robust planning software that utilizes conservative assumptions to model a number of income options going forward and then continually adjust for inflation. Here, we are checking a number of boxes for you that include: how much can I spend? What is the withdrawal rate from my investment portfolio and is it sustainable? What is the optimal age to start CPP and OAS? What is the optimal decumulation strategy for my registered accounts? In your corporation, how much should you dividend yourself, and is there a reasonable income you can distribute to your family with the TOSI rules considered? How will our retirement be impacted if we spend $20,000 a year on travel while we still have our health? Can we gift our adult children $100,000 and still not put our retirement in jeopardy? How will my new retirement income be impacted by taxes today and over the next 20 years? Will I ever run out of money? As you can see, the income step of our plan is where the rubber hits the road for most retirees. It's where this lump sum retirement nest egg starts to take shape into a real, tangible retirement lifestyle. It translates into how many trips you can take to Europe over the next few years before your health changes or insurance becomes too expensive. It means you can gift your kids now so they can get into a property of their own to start their own family. It means you can rest easy knowing that no matter what happens in life, you will be okay. Every decision you make is going to put you into a certain trajectory. Now, in the first 3, 4, even 5 years of retirement, you could make a mistake with an income plan and think you're still doing just fine. But you're actually on a trajectory that is potentially jeopardizing your long-term security. So having an income plan that ties into the investment plan and tax plan that you can stay connected to and gives you visibility into the future will give you confidence in the decisions you make today. But more importantly, If you come to find that you're not on the right trajectory, we then have the time to course correct because we have that visibility into the future. Now, before I conclude the podcast, I want to spend a little bit of time and discuss the CPP decision, as it is arguably one of the most impactful retirement income decisions you will ever make. First and foremost, it is the most consistent, reliable income you will likely ever receive. This is a guaranteed pension backed by the government, annually adjusted to the Consumer Price Index, paid to you for life, and then a proportion to a spouse after your passing. It is also permanently increased if you take it after 65 or permanently decreased if you take it before age 65. In some occasions, we may suggest one spouse take it earlier while the other spouse delays. This could be because one spouse continues to work, maybe one spouse has significant registered assets we wanted to accumulate and cannot split income until they're 65, or maybe there are health considerations that encourage an earlier start date, regardless of what the numbers say. Helping you determine your optimal CPP start date is a crucial part of your retirement plan that is best determined by going through our complete fundamental retirement plan process. All right, so that'll do it for today. Only one action item for you. Take some time over the next little while and visualize what your retirement will look like, what it will feel like. What do you want to do with your newfound time? Where do you want to travel? Are you wanting to help out your family if you can? Income planning is incredibly personal. So while we can crunch the numbers for you, we really do need to understand what makes you tick, what's important to you, in order to truly build a retirement plan that's a perfect fit for you. All right, so that'll do it for today's episode. Make sure you're checking us out on all your socials, LinkedIn and Facebook. If you're enjoying the show, please subscribe and leave us a 5-star review in your favorite podcast app. Be sure that you're signed up for the weekly Retiring Canada newsletter. And hey, when it comes to your retirement, don't take chances. Make a plan so you can retire with confidence.
All comments are of a general nature and should not be relied upon as individual advice. The views and opinions expressed in this commentary may not necessarily reflect those of Harbourfront Wealth Management. While every attempt is made to ensure accuracy, facts and figures are not guaranteed. The content is not intended to be a substitute for professional investing or tax advice. Please seek advice from your accountant regarding anything raised in the content of the podcast regarding your individual tax situation. Always seek the advice of your financial advisor or other qualified financial service provider with any questions you may have regarding your investment planning.